Gibbs. Q&A. I posted a couple of weeks ago a video asking you guys if you had any questions for us, and you left a whole heap of great questions on that video, and I also put a post on Instagram asking people on Instagram whether they had any questions as well. So I've got a whole heap that we're going to answer today. Ready?
Ready to do it.
Alright. So I've got the questions on the computer. If I'm looking down, that's why. Question number 1 is from Love My Two Pugs 1 on Instagram. She asked, how did you and Tim meet? We met at a cafe we used to work at. Gabby S asked, how old were you guys when you met, and how long have you been married?
26 I was, wasn't I?
Yep, and I was 18. Mittens. And we've been married for 3.5 years.
Yep.
Yamchuk, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, asked, how old are you guys?
Well, I was born in 1980.
And I'm 28. I'm going to go with how old I am, and you go with the year. Julie B asked a few questions. What do you guys do for a living? We got that question a lot of times.
Gardening.
And I'm an office manager for a mineral water company. So next question was, what sorts of things do you enjoy doing together as well as separately? Together we both have weekends off, so we usually catch up with friends, go out for meals, spend time together because we're working obviously during the week.
Whatever we do, as long as we're doing it together.
That's nice. Gardening, because it's spring here in Australia, we don't do that together. No, I'm getting there. We don't do that together. Tim's been doing that on his own, but I would love to help and start, our veggie patch and start doing that together.
We do the house chores together most of the time.
But we don't enjoy doing that, obviously.
No.
Separately, I probably spend a lot of time on my phone, reading blogs and
commenting, replying to comments.
Yeah, the last few months I've obviously takes a lot of time to reply back to all of your lovely comments, and it means a lot to me to. Sorry, Cooper's about to knock everything. Go away. All of your comments, I say it in every video, mean so much to me, so I like to make the effort to put thought into my replies. I'm having a
I know, I'm sorry. Cooper's
serious
doing
moment.
his feet. Even reflection.
Both cats are here, disrupting the flow, but they're very cute. What do you enjoy doing?
Basketball.
Oh, no, that's a hobby.
Yeah, it's a hobby, but I enjoy doing that. Play games, console, music.
Well, her next question was, what type of music do you listen to? Tim came up with an awesome idea of creating a playlist of songs that we love or have loved listening to in the past, and I think we're going to focus especially on these last couple of years because there have been a lot of songs that we've connected to. I think music's a very powerful thing when you're going through something difficult, and sorry, Coops.
Coop! Oh, so annoying.
Apologies. On behalf of Mr. Cooper. We're going to put a playlist together, and we'll put the link to that playlist down below, and hopefully you enjoy some of the songs or find something new that you like.
Some songs, I'll add to this.
Yeah.
We do have our own sort of songs, and then sometimes we will connect on the same song. So.
There have been quite a number of songs that we both love, or songs that Tim finds and that I grow to love or love straight away.
And vice versa.
Yeah, and vice versa. I love a song with good lyrics and I don't know what a bit different, our song choices, but
yeah, you'll get to see it. Yeah.
But yeah, Tim finds a lot of amazing things on SoundCloud.
I just try to find songs that aren't so mainstream. So.
And there are some songs that are mainstream that we enjoy or like, but yeah, a lot of different stuff as well. So have a listen.
Yeah.
Good questions. Julie B. Courtney T asked, what's one or more things you wish you knew at the beginning of your TTC journey? Which I think is a great question.
I wish we had a date when we're going to have a baby in our hands.
Wouldn't that be nice? A crystal ball.
Here we go. This is your date that you're going to have your child.
And then just enjoy the days until that moment.
Yeah.
Not worrying about when it's going to happen.
Start planning other things.
Yeah. Planning other things. That's tricky. I think like travelling and holidays, we've kind of put those things off because we don't know when things are going to happen. And
Cheers.
say hi. Don't eat my flowers. I wish I knew it wasn't going to happen straight away. I mean, for us, it did happen straight away. The 3rd month of trying, we conceived. But I just, you know, getting pregnant obviously doesn't guarantee you a baby at the end. And
yeah, it's definitely tough when you conceive and then you've got another hurdle to get past.
Yeah, it's taken away. So I guess I just wasn't expecting, or we weren't expecting it to be such a long, drawn-out process. But it is what it is. And
it's one of the challenges we're facing, so...
One thing I've learned is to enjoy each day and don't, you know, wish away your days for better ones ahead, because I was doing that. Were you?
I do that sometimes.
I was doing that for a long time, just hoping these days would go by quickly so we could get to the day, you know, when things started happening or going right for us. So, yes, just enjoy this time that we've got together, just Tim and I. My Life as Hania asked, are you going to continue trying? Yes, we are. Sarah Saul, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your surname incorrectly, asked a few, 2 of which we've already answered, but the other question was, have you been to the United States? No.
No.
It's on Tim's bucket list to go see an NBA game. So, one day
We should.
we'll go. Chicago? Is that where you wanted to go?
Yeah.
But you go for Cavaliers, Cleveland.
Because you're LeBron, mate.
LeBron.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, look,
So
any game would be good to go to because the atmosphere looks like it's buzzing, so
Yeah.
it'd be good to see any game.
Chelsea Knight 1218 on Instagram asked, where in Australia do you live? We're in Melbourne, Victoria. Awake for Eva asked, what testing have you had done?
So go grab the test stuff?
No, I'm going to, I said in my last video, I'm going to, because we got papers and papers and papers worth
A binder full.
my history and tests I've had done and we've had done. So I'm going, and it's all quite hard to read, so I'm going to create a list and I'll let you guys, simplify it, and I'll let you guys know a rundown of the tests we've had done in a future video. Her next question was, are you currently with a recurrent miscarriage clinic? No.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, we don't even know if one exists in Melbourne, probably, but we haven't looked into that.
Yeah, something to look into.
Yeah. Has your doctor agreed to try a cocktail of things with you on your next pregnancy, even though your tests have come back normal?
No. No?
Well, he said that I'd be taking progesterone from day 1 until 12 weeks and baby aspirin. I can't remember how long into the pregnancy he said to take the baby aspirin.
I think it was the same amount. Maybe.
So that was it. But after this week, we've just decided it's definitely time to seek second opinions and
Change it up.
change clinics.
Try something different.
Yeah, we'll definitely be getting another doctor's opinion as to what they suggest. It's frustrating that we didn't get answers for this miscarriage. So we don't really know what caused it, but it is what it is, and we've just got to accept that, you know.
We still have one more transfer, so
Yeah.
whatever happens with that, but we've decided to go somewhere else after this if it doesn't turn out to be a success.
Yep.
Cats.
Anne-Celine Inau, I'm sorry.
Well, you're doing better than what I would.
How many D&Cs can you have in a year? No idea. Obviously, we're not aiming to break a record. You know, we don't want to be having D&Cs. I didn't ask my doctor that question. I have no idea.
It's a
Obviously, as little as possible, because surgery of any kind is not ideal.
Question, but
Do you think the D&C has an effect on why it's so difficult for you to carry a baby to term? No.
no.
I have no scarring in my uterus. Miscarriage in February, it was confirmed that the baby had chromosomal abnormalities, so that was the cause of the miscarriage. Unfortunately, we don't have the answers for this one, but it's very likely that it was chromosomal abnormalities. Sarah Pool's Jamberry videos asked, have you ever been tested for MTHFR gene mutation? Yes, I have, and it came back normal. Ashley Lauren asked, have you had your thyroid antibodies checked? I did see in my testings that I have had my thyroid checked, but I'll need to read a bit closer into whether that's a different test for the antibodies. I have no idea. Cooper's contributing. What'd you say? What you doing? JLIPP/Julia asked a few.
That's good. Good work. That /PPP.
Well, her name was, she wrote her name at the end of the question, so I thought
Okay.
And I loved this. I believe that where the mind goes, the body will follow. So my questions will be about the great things that the future holds for you and Tim. That's nice. Do you have any baby names picked out already?
Yep.
We do. We've had a list for a while now.
And still have discussions.
Yeah, we do. We still have discussions. And we've culled a couple of names and added a couple of names. So it changes a little bit. I've had a list since I was about 7 of baby names, but I think that's pretty typical for some women.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Psycho.
I'm not psycho. I've always wanted to be a mum, ever since I was little. Do you know what kind of birth you would prefer?
Water birth. No.
Water birth might be nice.
Is it
Obviously,
the one when they hum? They do that noise, or is it just just
hum?
that show? Remember that show we watched, the birthing
humming
show?
can be done in or out of water if you feel like it helps you get through the pain.
Edit all that out.
No, that's funny. I'm going to keep that in there. As natural as possible, obviously, but I'm not against anything that will help get me through the labour and get the baby through the labour safely and, you know.
You wouldn't do a home birth though, would you?
No, I wouldn't do a home birth. Not for my first birth. I think it's and we're a bit of a distance away from the hospital, depending on where we'd go. I don't even know where we go now, so I don't know. But just, you know, as natural as possible, but I'm not against doing what needs to be done.
Taking an epidural? There's sort of decisions that would have to be on game day.
Well, I think you need to think of
Okay.
those things before
maybe
that.
a few weeks before?
No.
Would it be like a thing that you'd hold your decision till...
I think you'd research.
Yeah, research.
There are downsides to epidurals, but they're so common and they can be beneficial. So, I don't know. I think I'd see how I go, and then if I can't handle it, who knows? I don't know.
Who knows? Doctors should advise what to do.
Well, it's personal preference, really.
Yeah, well, could be something new by the time.
A lot of people do it naturally, so don't say that. What kind of parents do you think you'll be? I think I'm going to be very protective and I'm going to be sleeping with one eye open at all times, making sure the baby's breathing always. I'm going to be a psycho.
Maybe all laid back.
Tim's going to be my zen and calming influence maybe early on.
I think I'll try to keep Celeste under control. She'll keep the baby under control.
I'm going to be the warrior, I think. Wrap the baby in bubble wrap.
Say that 10 times fast.
Wrap the baby in bubble wrap. You say it fast.
Wrap the baby in bubble wrap, wrap the baby in bubble wrap, wrap the baby in bubble wrap,
That was impressive.
No.
Yes.
Puffed out now.
I'm probably going to be the more disciplinarian. Tim's going to be the...
Relaxed. I'm not sure. But I'm going to try my best.
To be the best parent you can. Next question is from, there's a few questions from Christina5747. How do Australians feel about the upcoming US presidential election, or do they really care? We can't speak on behalf of all Australians, but I believe the majority of them do care. It's all over the news, all over the radio. It's unavoidable to hear about it, and I think a lot of people are obviously interested and quite concerned and worried about what the outcome could be.
It's very saturated with just, headlines.
Yes, and drama.
So it's you automatically try to switch off from it because we've already got our own drama happening. So
it's definitely still, we're very aware of it.
It's going to affect it. It will affect Australia. Whatever decision, it's going to affect the world.
Yeah, so it is a bit concerning, but that's all we'll say in regards to that. What other countries have you visited, and which places outside of Australia are your favourites? I've still got to take Tim over to overseas. Tim's been to Fiji when he was 9.
9.
But
I don't remember it. I can.
You can. Yeah. He got homesick and went home early. He missed his mum. But yes, I've been to Europe. It was amazing. I went with my beautiful friend Sophie, who was my maid of honour at my wedding. We went when we were 17 or 18 to Europe. It was incredible.
Was that like a gap year, or was it?
Yeah, after I finished high school. Before university or college, I took a gap year. Took a year off to travel, and it was so incredible. And it's too hard to pick a favourite. We went to France, Italy, Switzerland, Germany, Austria. Sorry, Cooper again. We'd love to go to England.
Yep.
That's definitely...
We have family there.
And some friends. Some YouTube friends.
Sam,
love to
get
visit.
that tea ready. Get that cup of tea ready.
Sam, Polley and IVF Hopes, those channels. So yeah, we'd love to go overseas. I can't pick a favourite country or place that I've been to, but I do have a special place in my heart for Austria, of course, because my grandparents were born there, and I would love to take Tim there. I'd also love to go to Greece. Would you like to go to Greece?
Yeah, I'd like to just travel.
The other question was, do you watch other YouTubers regularly? And if so, which channels do you enjoy? There's so many to even probably mention. I'm going to link them all below though. But some of them are Sam Polley, IVF Hopes, I'm Ready Already, Kati&Josh, Blush, Shimmer, Babydust, A Mother's Open Book, Follow the Hills, Annie, LymieMama, Matt and April, and many more. I'll link them all below. They're all the TTC channels that I watch. Other channels that I watch every now and again that aren't TTC related are Zoella, Ellie and Jared, Saucony Jolie's, and one of my favourite YouTube channels is the Michalaks. I've shown Tim so many of their videos. Tim loves them too. We're both always so captivated by the footage that they film, and they've got such a beautiful eye, and yes, they put so much work into their editing. It's just so beautifully done. I would highly recommend checking out their channel. Of course, I'll be linking it below, but they're inspiring. I love watching what they do. They're so creative, and they're a beautiful little family. They're in Australia at the moment, staying for a month.
Doing what?
Business related.
Mick, Cooper, whatever.
Oops.
Oh my god.
No. He's determined to disrupt. And you, cutie, can you grab him? This is the little fellow who is behind the camera. What you do? You're being cheeky. You look like you're choking him. You're not. No, don't.
No, I'm not. Just let anyone know.
Hold him up to prove it.
He's still alive.
You're a good boy. Hey, he's my beautiful monkey boy. Amber Loves Hunter on Instagram asked, would you adopt or look into surrogacy? Those two things are things that we haven't really explored or looked into. Adoption might one day be on the cards. I do believe, I haven't done much research, but from what I've heard, it is less common to adopt in Australia. than it is in countries like America, and a lot of adoptions are sourced overseas, so can be quite costly and I think can take a number of years, but it's definitely not something that we'll never consider. But you know, we're just not at that point yet.
Thing,
yeah. And surrogacy wise, we haven't really been given a reason to look into that. All of the tests that I've had done have shown that
there's no need.
There's no need to go down that road that we know of, and the causes for the miscarriages have been, well, one we know of, I'm so mad at them, was due to chromosomal abnormalities, so there's nothing, my body didn't reject a perfectly healthy pregnancy, so who knows. Perhaps we'll look into those two things. We'll need to look into those two things later on, but at this stage we haven't. Jessica Gutierrez, sorry. I was wondering if you want your miracle baby to be a boy or a girl, and if you have a deal about names. I say it this way because I truly believe with all my heart that you will get your baby, your miracle. Thank you. We want a healthy baby, boy or girl. We would be thrilled with either. Earlier on in our journey we may have had a preference, but not anymore. We just want a healthy baby. And yes, we've got a list of names as we mentioned. IVF Hopes, she's so beautiful, asked a few. It would be great if Tim could give his male point of view on IVF and give man-to-man advice.
There's a lot of unknowns. It's gamble, so it's not guaranteed.
Which going into IVF, I think we're very naive in thinking, and I think part of that had to do with what we were told by the doctors and the medical professionals, that we were a great candidate for IVF. You know, we were even told that we may have siblings frozen after our first cycle, and you know, we may only need to do this once. So I think we just built it up. We were under the impression that it would just work straight away, when we didn't realise it was such a roll of the dice and anything could happen, and not even the doctors can predict what's going to happen with IVF.
It gets testing but she's physically going through it and emotionally, but I'm only emotionally going through it. So you've got to really be gentle with her. If things go smoothly, it shouldn't be really that draining. It should just be an exciting time. But we've had those things happen. You just got to be there for your partner.
There's not much you can really do, is there? You're pretty powerless, like.
You just got to really reinforce that they're not alone.
She also asked Celeste, how do you cope going through IVF and work at the same time? Yeah, juggling. It's been pretty okay working around work. Scans are done in the morning and then I go to work, and it's been alright to have time off for after egg collection. I think before I did IVF I'd rarely taken a sick day, so I had a lot of annual leave and a lot of sick days built up, so taking time off hasn't really been an issue, which has been good. What is your favourite place to visit or thing to do when you're feeling blue? For me, I love...
sit on the couch, cry, watch Friends and eat ice cream.
Yeah, basically. Friends or a movie with a tub of ice cream on the couch. Or go out and see a movie. I don't know, it's a good distraction for a little bit of time.
Anything but dwelling. Try not to dwell. You can dwell, but try not to do it.
Yeah, you've got to feel the pain
definitely got to feel
and grieve.
Yeah, it's part of the process.
Yes, Friends always cheers me up. A week or so ago I had a major meltdown, like ugly crying, big time, and Tim put on Friends and I was laughing by the end of it. Yeah. Susan Spratt on Instagram asked, is your work supportive when you take time off? I pretty much already answered that.
My work's good.
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky.
Yeah, it is.
I know it can be hard for some people. Are we there yet? Asked, what questions and comments do you hate the most regarding fertility and pregnancy loss? Or in other words, what questions and comments should other people avoid when talking to people dealing with fertility issues or pregnancy loss? Great question.
Yeah, good question. Look, as much as it's a positive thing, I just don't like it. It will happen. It's going to happen. I just don't worry about it. Just relax. That sort of gets to me a bit because it's something we're not taking lightly. It's something that we're very serious about. And it's hard.
It kind of just brushes it off, kind of, and belittles the situation in a way. And everyone's different in what upsets
coping mechanism.
People, and what might upset someone might not upset someone else. So it's tricky, but I think be patient and stress less. After years of struggling to hear be patient, we've been plenty patient.
Yeah.
And it proves that the person doesn't really have any idea of what we've been through. But they're coming from a good place.
Look, and it is true. Patience is key to it all, but there's only so much patience you can have.
And stress less, it'll happen. I've heard of stories, people go away on holidays and they come back pregnant. Well, a lot of the time there's a physical reason as to why it's not happening, and for us, my tubes were blocked because of the infection from the D&C. So there was a physical reason. We could have relaxed as much as we could have gone on a 6-month vacation and still it wouldn't have happened. Before the laparoscopy surgery and before I got my tubes flushed, that is. So, it's a bit frustrating hearing that kind of thing. And also when we found out we were pregnant this last month, we had a couple of people say, we won't get excited just yet because of our past losses, and that was hard.
That hurt, but yeah, my reaction wasn't that over the moon reaction because I was guarded, but I was underneath. I was
scared,
excited.
And it's hard not to feel scared when you've seen, positive pregnancy tests before and it hasn't resulted in a baby. But it's good to feel excited about and celebrate that life, and to have some people validate that fear for you, that you shouldn't be feeling excited because you have had losses in the past. That was hard, and so I think all of you guys helped us, and especially me, feel excited and feel the way I should have been feeling through all of your lovely comments. And
thank you so much for that.
Yeah, it was so uplifting when we needed it, because we did have a lot of family and friends who were thrilled for us and excited, but there's those few who put a downer on it a little bit. But what questions and comments do you hate the most regarding pregnancy loss was the other part of the question. We've been pretty lucky with the pregnancy loss side of things, I think, with people, being careful about what they say to us. And I know there are some horrendous things that some people have said to others. At least it happened early on and not later. It would have been worse if you miscarried later. And I'm sure, of course, miscarrying later on in a pregnancy would be beyond, I can't even imagine it. It would be horrendous, but I think a loss is a loss, and the minute you see those two lines, you fall in love and you have dreams for who that person will be, and so I think you're still grieving, a loss, so it's tricky. Her other question was, is there anything one can do to cheer up a couple in fertility crisis? I think, again, everyone's different.
Just think you should just be there for them.
Yeah, reaching out and making contact and just touching base and checking in to see how you're doing, and offering a listening ear as well. The basics. Lee Loves Green 6 on Instagram asked, what supplements are you taking? Tim's on a male multivitamin called Menavit. I'm on a female one called Elevit, which you take it's preconception. You can take it during a pregnancy and for breastfeeding. I'm also on vitamin D and calcium supplements, and iron as well, because I'm vegetarian, just to boost that iron level. I got quite a few questions about makeup and where are you going?
It's makeup time.
No. No, I just had, a couple of people suggest I do a makeup tutorial, which honestly I do nothing special, and I think I would just shock everyone with how wrong I was doing everything. I honestly just chuck it on, and I'm not sure if this channel would suit, or if you guys even want to see that kind of thing on this channel. Might be a bit...
Yeah, we're here for TTC. But you got good makeup skills, so you should share.
I don't have good makeup skills, honestly. That's what I'm saying.
But people are saying that you do.
No, they're not saying I have good skills. They're just asking about
what? You just don't slap on and then it just looks good.
Well, if you guys want to see me do an everyday makeup routine,
do a vote or something.
Let us know. Comment down below. I'm happy to, if that's what you want to see. I'm more than happy to do whatever you guys, would like me to do. Not against it.
I can do a cooking show. I can start cooking.
BFP Makes Baby number 3 on Instagram asked, what eyeshadow do you wear? And your comment was so sweet. I use Revlon. I can't remember what it's called. It's...
doesn't help.
No, it doesn't help. I think it's Colour. I'll link it below, but it's been a product I've used for years and years, and usually when it comes to makeup, I tend to stick with products that I like. I don't mix it up a lot. Megan XD, so saying that wrong, asked a couple on Instagram, what's your favourite things about each other?
My favourite thing about Celeste is she's very genuine and has a very big heart, like myself.
He does have a big heart, but you shouldn't say that about yourself.
No, I shouldn't. Okay. The things I love about Celeste is she's very genuine and very humble, loving, caring.
I say I love you too much.
She does overuse the word love you too much, but
I
it's
do.
okay.
It's so tricky because
She just says it when she feels it. So.
That's what I say. Whenever I'm feeling it, I have to say it.
No,
I never say it just for the sake of saying it. When I feel like I need to let you know how much I love you, I say it.
I love that we can speak to each other openly and communicate. Yeah, I just love her with all my heart.
Oh, that's nice. Love you too. I think Tim's got a heart of gold. He goes out of his way for so many people. And is so giving. I think he's so giving of everything, his time, his money to charities. He's a good human being, and I'm so lucky to have him by my side.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No.
How do you guys support each other through hard times?
With love.
Yeah, and I think communication's the key for
everything.
For everything. Any healthy relationship, if you communicate well, then you're set, I think. And we're good communicators. I'm lucky that Tim is willing to talk about his feelings. I know there are a lot of men out there who tend to hold back on that side of emotional, they're not so connected with their emotional side maybe, which can be, I can imagine, extremely challenging for some women who are needing that from their partner and not getting it. So I'm very lucky to have that. Yeah, I think just when one of us is feeling weak or down, we just try and lift the other person up and hear them out if they want to talk about it. We try and offer a listening ear.
Yep, I agree with what you said.
Last question is from La Angels Fan 14 on Instagram. She asked, what helps with preventing infertility be the centre of your relationship? So often sickness, illness, medical diagnosis in general take up so much of our time and mental space. What are some tips to keep focused on your love with your spouse? I loved that question. Again, I think communication.
We had the same goal too. I think it's not like Celeste it's one-sided. Celeste just wants this one thing and I want something else. We both want the same thing, so it's definitely a common ground that we share that makes it easier to understand that, look, it is the focus of what we're going through at the moment.
And trying to make it not the sole focus.
No.
It can be so consuming, this journey.
It is, and that's why the question's so good, because it's true. It is. It does get really consuming.
Yeah, and I think also doing things together that don't involve TTC or thinking about babies, doing things that we enjoy doing
help.
together.
We're here for each other, and I'm sure once we get through it, get on the other side and have a child in our hands, then we're going to be able to, we'll be the happiest people in the world.
Celebrate.
You'll see dancing, we'll just make dancing videos.
Making sure that you remember that it's not an easy time for your partner, and you try and, you know, do nice things for them to maybe make them feel better. Yeah, so I think it takes some effort to make sure that it's not the sole focus of what's going on in your world. As long as you do that and
You're both working
still
out.
have a laugh together and still do other things that aren't related to TTC, I think.
It's a lot of work, but it's worth it all.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all of the questions. I hope we answered them all for you. We received so many good questions, and thank you so much for all of the other comments that didn't have questions attached to them that you left on our last couple of videos. For those of you who did ask us questions, thank you. We really appreciate all of your support that you've offered us over these last few months.
Heaps.
Yeah, there are no words. And I say it in so many of my videos. We're just so grateful.
Yeah.
And you've honestly helped lift our spirits when we've been feeling really, really low. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
We will speak to you guys soon. Bye. Should we get a cat to say goodbye?
No.
What are you doing to me? You say hello to everyone? Yeah. We're going to the vet now. I'm going to take you to the vet. That'll be fun. Wish us luck.
Your whisper